just heard in the news that the number of suicides in the United States went up last year. Now, many of you know that when people die, it doesn't exactly always make me feel sad if I know that they are people who paid for the murder of innocent animals. If people were hurting cats and dogs by the billions, you'd feel exactly the same way as I do. The problem is that your species is, and I'm not. You eat animals, you wear them, you exploit them, you pay for them to be incarcerated, kidnapped. And vegans, they don't. It's not that we think that we're better than you. It's just that we've had the courage to watch the documentaries that you refuse to watch. So you really just don't understand what you're paying for. Do you know what speciesism is? It's the first form of racism that's taught. And unfortunately, our parents shoved corpses down our throats without us ever consenting when we were small. And this is something that I'm working to change. I think that we have a right to maintain our vegan virginity. That is to say, we have a responsibility when it comes to the younger generation not to feed them any corpses because they just can't consent to it. Imagine if you are able to grow up and at the age of 18, you then can make up your own mind about what you put in your body. But when you're little, your parents make sure that you are safe and pure and clean and that there are no corpses in there that they have put there. Later on, obviously, you can make up your own mind, and hopefully by then you'll realize, hey, I'm a healthy, happy vegan, and you won't end up eating any animals. Now, I can already picture all of you people out there who are saying that, what about lions? But, you're not a lion. And I can also picture all of you saying, what about the people up north? Aren't you being racist or somehow a colonist or whatever? I'm not talking about people who have no choice. I'm talking about you. You have a choice. You have moral agency. You can make the decision to be kind-hearted, to buy lentils, beans, tofu, everything in the grocery store except the corpses and anything stolen from animals. Does it make me see red when I find out that people are hurting animals? Of course it does. But does it make me happy to find out that the suicide rate has gone up? No, it really doesn't. It makes me feel really sad. Why, you might ask? Well, because these are all people who had the potential to care. Maybe many of them didn't even know what happens to the animals. Or maybe they did. Maybe that's exactly why they took their own lives. There are many people right now who are suffering from dystopia, the anguish of being vegan in a non-vegan world. It can be excruciatingly painful when you find out how zombie-like everyone around you is, when even your friends and family continue to hurt animals, even when you beg them to stop. Students tell me all the time how agonizing it is when they find out that their parents are actually not as kind as they thought they would be. So what can we do to help the younger generation to feel like they matter, like they're important, like we care about them, like we don't want them to hurt themselves? Having spent a lot of time on social media and seen how vegan-phobic people are, but then after having looked at their accounts, closely, and seeing often that they seem like really sad people, just desperate for some sort of attention. You see them hugging their cats and playing with their guinea pigs and their gerbils, and they clearly don't want to hurt animals, but then they must feel completely lost. I mean, it does take some sort of bravery to be vegan in this non-vegan world. So how can we help them? Well, one of the things that I always try to do is to remind people that they matter and that the animals definitely need them. Even if you're not fully vegan yet, you can start to do animal rights activism right here on TikTok and on YouTube. You don't have to be a full-out vegan in order to start doing vegan animal rights activism. On YouTube or TikTok, you can simply be honest with people. I mean, just tell them that you saw my channel. Tell them that you don't want to hurt animals and that you want to start to be vegan. Be honest about it. Film your journey. Film your times when you're feeling weak. Film yourself crying when you see the animals suffering, and film yourself crying when you see people around you eating them, and how it's complex. You can even film yourself looking right at the camera and saying, look, my friends are all over there at McDonald's eating a burger, and you can tell people that you really want to go too because you miss the taste and you miss your friends, you know? My point is that no matter what stage you're at, we need you on this planet to be alive. We don't want people to hurt themselves. We want you to help us to save the animals and also to save yourself. So think about it. Thanks for being here. Stay alive. I'll see you in the next video.
Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's help her save every chicken, pig, and cow. Let's follow that vegan teacher on YouTube right now. Let's